Tuesday. It's 3 o'clock. This man just walked through the door.
It's Tuesday.
Oh, I didn't even get the white balance right.
Oh man, we're all
Discombobulated, man. What happened?
The white balance was set for Dean, not for me. You know, it's. Yes. So yeah, you're gonna notice some changes as Jimmy plays with some settings. We've been busy, and by busy I mean haven't been sleeping, and it's kind of a train wreck for me at this point. Do you always write like that? Because that's super weird.
I'm just doing whatever I'm doing right now.
All right.
I just got off the freeway. Oh man,
The pen shouldn't be held like that.
I was running, bro. I'm gonna rock it like this just to bug you,
That's
just to drive you nuts.
yeah. Yes, this Coke can is for size reference on the sponge filter.
Is that regular Coke or is it Diet Coke?
It's Diet Coke.
Oh,
but
is this like the new design?
I guess I don't know.
Slick.
I hadn't.
It's so
examined.
snazzy. It has these like vertical lines. They like match the.
That's right.
You know, they match this. Symmetry.
Yeah, Jimmy had to reposition the camera for that. No. So yes. Well, I was reading.
Hi.
All
Hi.
I saw was, why did you let Kobe out of the attic? And I was like,
Why did we let him out?
Kobe first.
I didn't let him out. He
Yeah.
broke out. He's
my,
crafty.
My brain is tired, so I had to.
He chewed.
I'm like, who's Kobe? I'm like,
He
oh,
chewed
yeah,
through. He chewed through his restraints like a mouse and escaped.
Yeah. So.
It was a next level move.
But anyway, what did I title the stream? I titled it, oh yeah, what we fear what we don't understand. I've been battling half the internet over this China trip. And it pretty much is proving I can't do any right in the world. There's a decent portion that's angry that I referenced Hong Kong as China. So there's that problem.
Yeah. Well, you know. Yeah, that's a.
Yep. So there's that. There's that. Foul.
You're in a knee deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the fact that I ate at McDonald's, which is a beheading offense to some people apparently. I've had to explain to people that
You're saying it's murder worthy?
I mean, people are really upset at this point between Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTubes, and I have to explain. You know, even though in the video it pretty much looks like I'm traveling by myself, there was 3 other people there, 2 of which were our spouses, and in a 6-hour thing where you drag them through the fish shops and film all day long, they want to go to the bathroom, and there's a preference towards a Western bathroom. If you haven't traveled abroad,
You're not down.
there are different bathrooms.
You saying you're not down with the hole in the floor?
I'm not saying I'm not.
Oh, all right.
I'm just saying we had some people that were having some stomach issues.
Right.
You know, and maybe they'd prefer a toilet that you're accustomed to. And so that might be why you would pay to go eat at a McDonald's so that then you could get in line because it's a 20-minute wait anyway. And to be fair, we had some rad popcorn chicken, which was not like other popcorn chicken. It was essentially sweet and sour chicken, like from, let's say, Chinese takeout without the sweet and sour. So it had that breading. It was actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, I could see why people are upset.
they just assume all I did was eat McDonald's.
Right.
And it's like, no, that just.
But I look at it this way, like, you know, you want to see the differences from something that you already have here, right? And like, I'm sure you've been to McDonald's in America, and you're like, you know, even just in America, you know, you like go to a McDonald's in Chicago or a McDonald's in Atlanta or one in Dallas or one, you know, they're like different.
Yeah, I had
throughout
I
just
had it
just our
probably
country.
4 times because one of the people we had with us was gluten and dairy free.
Right.
And there was a strong language barrier when you're like, hey, does this have gluten or milk in it? Because it's going to kill me. And if it's hard to get through to that, it was easier. We did a lot of breakfasts. Early in the morning, just go get breakfast, meet up there, and head out. And but I did have some some other foods, which would be the, I call it the Germany hamburger, because it was basically 2 bratwursts on a McDonald's hamburger, and I'll just, for the record, not very good. Like, it was okay, but they only put a little bit of mustard and that was it on there. It was real dry.
So, some dry action.
Yeah. The other thing that was weird about McDonald's, by the way, all sodas go into bags. So the normal cup goes into a bag.
Like they put
miniature bag.
They put the cup into a bag?
Yeah, like a one bag meant for one soda. And I thought it was crazy, but I figured it out on like day 7 of 10 of the trip. Everyone's on a bicycle. It totally like goes on the handlebars. I saw tons of people. Yeah. And because I saw,
and they're just like, yeah, we get tired of being asked about for the bag, so they're like, we just put everything in a bag, and then if you don't want the bag, then if you don't want the bag, that's less common than wanting a bag.
So the whole thing was like, initially I'm like, man, this is horribly wasteful. We're killing the environment, and then give it 5 days, and I'm like, oh, it's actually totally practical because they're riding an electric bike instead of driving a car. That piece of plastic that's recyclable is probably less damaging than the car.
Pick it up with one hand.
Yes, that's my Onyx Arowana.
Oh, it's Onyx.
That's what I was told. That's what it's been identified as, my Onyx Arowana. I'm glad you felt how heavy that was, because now you get to know I drug that around for many hours through the subway. This actually happened before the sponge filter happened. This was the first time I went crazy, where everyone thought I was insane. And
You're probably like,
yeah, I'm in too deep now. Might as well get the sponge filter.
yeah, at that point I knew I had to buy luggage, and I was actually worried. All the bags were pretty maxed out on weight, because as you felt, this thing's pretty heavy, like density and weight wise to size.
It weighs about as much as Onyx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had a scale, I bet you it's like 22 pounds or something. I mean, I don't know it, but I'm curious to know now.
Pick it back up.
You're like, oh, hold on, put it on the Corbis scale.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to guess 16.
All right, maybe we'll get a scale and we'll check it out for next week. But
Yeah.
they had bigger ones. This is I wanted to go as big
This
as
is
I
as
could.
reasonable as you could
I thought I
carry
could
with
fit
you.
that into luggage.
Yeah, you could put it in
They had
something.
a big wood one. I think that might have been the video today. I don't know if I cut that part out or not. And then they had one that was like twice as big as this thing, but it was all in white. And the scales didn't show nearly as well.
Right.
And turns out white is more expensive. So I didn't know. Apparently, I'm guessing this color is more common or something.
Probably.
But the all white ones, they look cool, but not as cool as this one. Like, it didn't show the detail as well, but yeah. So anyway, defending against the internet. Now in the
Are you
comments
defending
section-
against the internet? Is that what's happening? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
I guess we're
I'm trying to explain to
defending
people,
against the internet today.
Yeah.
All right.
we pretty much judge anything we don't agree with. That's what I'm really trying to get to. Is like,
Just,
it's not whether it's right or wrong. It's whether you personally agree with it or don't agree with it.
It's
You're
like-
just skewed to like, no.
One of my go-to comments would be like, yeah, just go sit in traffic for like 3 hours and get back to me.
Yeah, but someone already that angry, plus 3 hours of traffic, that's road rage.
Or I just delete them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying to let stuff play out so that people can, I don't know, vent their frustration or something like that. But they're, China apparently is abusing every animal ever.
I feel like there's just another place where people could vent their frustration, like, like they could pick up a sport or something.
Yeah.
Like they could go play football, or maybe some rugby, or maybe lacrosse, or I don't know.
You have to be Canadian. to play
Anything.
lacrosse.
You don't have to be Canadian to play
you
lacrosse. No. No? No, I don't think so.
No, you do. Ask Flynn's Fish Forum.
No, you have to be
tell you.
Canadian to play street hockey.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What size power head would fit on this sponge filter? This thing might take like it's bigger than 1-inch PVC. So like 1.25 inch. Like it would plug up obviously, but it's big. The piping.
I haven't even looked at this thing yet. I'm going to inspect it. Hold on.
All right.
Oh, it takes a regular air. Takes a regular airline.
It does take a regular airline. Yes, that's
Takes
true.
a standard airline, runs to it.
It had a real crappy air stone that I took out. Oh, I didn't want to just tell this story. It had a real crappy air stone in it. I took out for weight issues. We were that close that the air stones were making us.
Really?
So one of the bags was 23.8
No, I mean I get where you're coming.
kg, and the limit is 24. So
Right.
it was on a like the scale at the, I guess.
I mean, I would say that the
Airport.
construction is exactly the same. It's just
It's not
huge.
though. It's actually cooler because this spins off. Like it's been machined, and I'm convinced this thing's like a DIY slash. I don't think they're mass producing this thing.
Well, I would doubt at that size.
So you got to spin it off, but it's been like tapped or whatever, so that you could screw that out. And then this part is the part where I'm like, someone sat there and just drilled this. Like I've made this before.
Oh yeah, somebody
Like, that's
actually
random. It's random.
They
It's
hand
not
drilled
like
that.
yeah. So yeah, who knows? But I'll say this: I looked at a lot of stuff in China and Hong Kong. Only saw 2 of these. Now one of them's here. That's all
Oh,
I
did the
know.
guy have 2?
Yeah, there was 2, and I could have taken both, but I didn't want to take out a mortgage to get these back to the United States. So, and I thought one would suffice. I just wanted to take pictures with it, and have it be my friend, and so
Hang out with it.
I posted on Instagram that our special guest.
I see
here
how it
with
is.
sponge
It's
filter.
like you don't make friends. You just fly to China and buy them.
Yeah,
In sponge form and.
someone already.
I know you're saying that this is onyx, but I keep wanting to calling it the jade arowana.
So we went to a jade market.
It's the
actually.
jade
It was
arowana, but it's
horrible.
not. It's onyx.
The jade market was horrible because it was like I won't say everyone, but
Was there?
most vendors,
Everyone was on fire.
kind of.
I'm just making a guess. I don't know. It seems unreasonable, but
How it kind of went is my wife would be like, "Oh, look at that," and then 6 vendors would land like vultures, going, "I have that to sell as well." And then they were like,
Oh, so that-
how much do you want to pay? And it's like, just trying to look, and I definitely was like, don't want to be here because it's the jade market.
That happened to me. That happened to me in Mexico when I was buying a serape. If anybody knows what a serape is, it's like a blanket with a hole in it.
I
And
was thinking
you wear
it
it.
was
You wear
like-
it like a poncho.
I thought in my mind, this should have been the word of the day. In my mind, I thought it was a male sarong almost. Like the wrap.
Oh, like a wrap?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is kind of like a male sarong, sort of, because you
Yeah.
like dudes wear them. I mean,
I mean,
guess.
not that only dudes
Not that.
could wear
Yeah, it's
them,
not
but
only dude, but
Yeah.
it's generally dude attire.
That's
yeah.
what I thought of in my mind.
The internet wants you to name it.
I do want to name it. I do want to come up with a name. I mean, it's too cliche to call it Bob because it's SpongeBob, But we
yeah.
could think of something awesome. The internet will come up. I'm confident that for all the evil on the internet, there's also good. So with 5,000 or 10,000 people thinking, they'll come up with the perfect name for dubbed SpongeBob currently.
Yeah, that's already copywritten.
Yeah.
Well, we've been demonetized.
Oh, not again.
Man.
I noticed right before we went live, I have a video of my giant clown lunches from my living room that's been demonetized for a long time because I was like, oh man, and then I tried to remonetize it and it's like, you're already waiting. I was like, oh, it's just in limbo forever. Awesome.
Yeah, well, that's life.
Yeah, so lots of changes on YouTube.
Lots of changes on YouTube. Philip DeFranco posted a big wah video about it yesterday. Did you see that?
I saw it, but I didn't get into it.
Yeah. Not to talk about it, but lots of changes on YouTube.
From what I gathered, there's basically a new bot that just determines whether it's going to suppress your content or not. And somehow it can determine like, oh, it's the real fish talk again. Yeah, don't show that off.
Yeah, apparently, well, some of the changes that they've made with the learning algorithm is that the algorithm is learning, oh, this channel is almost always demonetized, so we just demonetize it all the time.
I mean,
Instead of actually reviewing anything.
through logic like that, it makes sense.
It
like,
sort of makes sense.
it's like teaching, it's like
kinda
teaching
like,
a 7-year-old kid to like, yeah, you always put the blue can over there, and then pretty soon it's like, yeah, you just always put the blue can. Like, well, yeah, but that one was like purple. You don't
Right.
put that over there. So yeah, call it Harvey. Yeah, I don't know. Bubba.
Bubba.
Anyway, we fear what we don't understand. I'm convinced that applies to like filtration, like undergravel filters,
Right.
water changes.
Oh,
What's up?
sorry, man. I don't want to jump in here on your
No, that's cool.
filter talk,
Yeah.
but I remember all the flack that I used to get about how I was like, hey, ADA and Stratum.
Yeah.
When I trace them all the way back, like they come from the same factory. Like maybe one's made on this side, maybe one's made on that side, but they're most likely almost exactly
Yeah.
the same. Now that you've been in China and you've experienced some of how things are produced over there, how do you feel about my summarization that might be plausible?
So
Like not to say that it is true or not true, but based on your personal experience while you were there, what do you think
So I
the
only
plausibility
visited
of that happening?
one factory,
Right.
but I also visited what I called quasi vendors or showrooms, where essentially, like, no joke, we went into this one. I don't know if I got video of it, but it might be somewhere. Jimmy's still getting lost in all the video I took, but it was essentially like the Penplex lineup of every plastic ornament, everything Penplex has ever made, and you're like, if you actually look at like a wholesale thing, you'd be like, oh yeah, they make nets, they make airline, they make all these things, right? And that store was essentially there with just one woman sitting there, and the gist of it was like, yeah, we could just brand all this aquarium co-op. Sure. Like there wasn't, like, oh, this diver is reserved from Penplex or anything like that. And at the factory I went and visited, I can't say the names of the companies that are having products made there. All I can say is very, very prominent brands, big chain stores, all that kind of stuff. It's all, at least for the stuff I was looking at, was funneling back to the same factory. And they basically just like, oh, here's a product. Sure, we can put your box or label on it or whatever, and then it would ship to France and Germany and the US and this chain and that chain, and then I can have aquarium co-op made if I want. Like it's, and so I would not be shocked if there was one source of ADA or one source of stratum, basically clay-based stuff. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like 3 different vendors and they're supplying the entire world, but what led me, because we were looking into it, when I was there, I saw soil substrates, and there wasn't very much variation. Like they were all looked like the same product, a few different bags, but we weren't even considering bringing it back with us because it's so hard to get like even a live plant through customs because it might contain some soil, let alone a container filled of soil and clay. We were thinking it'd be really difficult. And that's, I mean, I know from at least 7-8 years ago, when like Frank Wasiter and that type of thing was at ADG, and they were bringing in ADA products, that there was a lot of hang-ups getting stuff through customs. That was the big.
That's
like,
always
why
been.
is
That's always been one of the big
always
things.
Been out of stock. It's like it's not from a lack of it not existing.
It's just floating around in a boat.
Yeah, it was just hard to get imported, and I heard stories of like fish food manufacturers bringing stuff across, and every container has to get tested.
Right.
And so they basically have like a coring thing, like it might be like this piece of pipe or whatever with a sharp edge, and they just jab it into like the box of stuff and take a coring sample and just make sure that like, bag number 4 wasn't filled with cocaine or whatever.
Right.
Like, that it's like it's actual food. They test it all, and that takes, it's a process. It takes days to get through that to make sure it actually is what it is. And so, in my estimation, yes, I do think that soil probably comes from the same place, because it just doesn't make sense to be having 2 or 3 different plants on a product, in my opinion, that doesn't sell in that high a volume. Like something generic like airline tubing, where I feel like tons of airline tubing gets used worldwide. I wouldn't be shocked if you're like, there's 5 different plants.
Right.
But when you think about like even car batteries, it's like, well, there's like 3 different car battery manufacturers like in the world, and it's like, how many car batteries use? A lot. So yeah, one thing I discovered at your party from one of your guests, your birthday party. We saw an insane amount of Teslas there,
Right.
and I didn't understand why. I was thinking gas was super expensive, but one of the guests looked it up, and I guess the biggest Tesla plant is in Hong Kong or China. I don't remember which one it was, but
Right.
and there's like crazy good subsidies. Subsidies, is that the right word? Basically, kickbacks from the government for
Subsidies, yeah.
having like a green type car instead of just a normal car.
Right.
So, yeah, it was interesting all around. In a lot of it, my first reaction was always like, that doesn't seem right.
Who's chatting in German?
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to tell us that he's going to meet up with us in Nuremberg.
We'll be in Nuremberg,
It's true.
Germany.
No one's reached out yet, by the way. No one. There was someone that was going to like drive there.
I got a bunch of people reached out to try and get me to sign up for stuff.
Sign up for stuff.
Yeah, and I deleted it.
All right.
I
yeah.
was like, this. I think
But if someone wants to chaperone us around, if you know the good fish spots, or I think, and this is me being very uneducated, but I believe Germany, there's going to be a lot of English speaking, so it should be fairly easy for us. For most of the German people I've met in the United States, which half the time they speak English better than I do, and that's their second language, so I think we're going to be fine.
Oh, we'll be fine in Germany. There will be no. I almost guarantee you there'll be no problems in Germany.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's so much English speaking over there and stuff, and plus a large contingency of our army is there. So I mean, whatever. We could always just throw on. That's what I'm saying is we could just throw on like some fatigues and we just be like, hey, we're soldiers. I don't know.
I do have.
We don't know stuff.
I do have the brand new. Well, I don't have them yet, but the Aquarium Co-op gang jackets.
Oh, the gangster,
The windbreakers.
Members only, the members only
That's right,
jackets.
the windbreaker member only. But I had some test prints done. If they're cool, I'm gonna put them so that people can get them as rewards. Like I'm gonna price them somewhere nutty, so it's like, yeah, you could buy this windbreaker, but it's $100. And people be like, you dumb, and be like, yeah, but you can also get it for points to the rewards system. I want some exclusive thingies. So. We need to come out to Canada? We could. Where in Canada makes the most sense? I've gotten invited
I don't know if
there.
I'm allowed to go to Canada. I'm still working on the permission paperwork, whether or not I'm allowed.
Well, I'm allowed to go back to China at least for 10 years.
10 years?
That's
So, you passed? Did you pass the test?
yeah.
They were like, oh, yeah, he's cool.
I will say it was pretty stressful, and that would be me. This is the perfect, fearing what we don't understand. I was fearful that I wasn't going to make it through one of the checkpoints in China and Hong Kong. Like, they are way more strict than anything I've been through.
Oh, really?
Like, you had to even to get back on the plane to come back here, you check your bags and all the stuff you're carrying on. You weren't allowed to bring on any liquid at all. So you're thinking like, yeah, cool. But even when you go through security and customs and all that, and then there's like the food court, no. None of that can go onto the plane liquid either.
Right. Yeah, you can't transfer.
So much so, every single bag that went on the plane was hand searched. Not just like through a conveyor belt, and it took a long time to get onto that plane.
Yeah.
Same thing was kind of happening when we went from Hong Kong to China. Everything had to get scanned. Everything had to be looked. Well, it didn't have to be looked through, but lots of stuff was being pulled at random and all that kind of stuff.
CK has a great point here in the chat. Says
Yeah.
that I would eat all of the cookies in Canada, so I'm not allowed.
Oh,
which
you're on Cookie Monster.
that's a very
status.
good.
Yeah.
It's a very good point. Mm-hmm. I could probably eat Canada out of their cookies.
Yeah, and they don't want to pay for your.
Not a very big
diabetes
country.
up there. Yeah.
Not a very big country.
That's not true. It's big, just not as populous. So the cookie proportion's very low.
That's
They
right.
don't have enough bakers.
No, well, they don't have enough demand.
Yeah, that's right.
They have enough supply right now for the demand, but as soon as I enter the country, now the demand has tripled, and they're like, we can't handle this. We can't handle this kind of cookie production.
But even
Which is a
like
good
to get
point.
on the subway and stuff, all your bags had to be scanned through an X-ray every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And on the way out. Like, it was there was all these little pieces of paper you had to save too. So like we needed a piece of paper to get into China, and then this little piece of paper like this big had to come back out of China with you.
We're gonna have a real fun time getting scanned because we go from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah.
Then we go to Hotlanta. Then we go to Paris. Then we go to Nuremberg.
Yeah.
So we're probably
when I was in China, I
going to
was
be
thinking about
radioactive
getting
by the time we get done
the
with
World
those.
Traveler Pass. But then I realized I always travel with people that don't have the same like TSA.
You don't need it. You don't need it that much. You just really don't.
I just
need
love
it.
sailing through the lines.
Yeah, well, you could get the TSA pre, but
I have that one.
the World
I don't have
Traveler.
the one.
I mean, the World Traveler. You really have to fly all the time. Like Bill Burr, the comedian, just got it the other day, and he's 50.
Yeah, it
And
lasts like 5 years or something like that.
He had I think at one point in time they kept calling him because he had so many frequent flyer miles. He was this. I think this was like 8 years ago or something. Early in his podcast, he had almost 1 million frequent flyer miles, and they were like, "Look, you have to cash these in."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna cash them in until I get to 1 million." And he's already doubled that since then. So he's like, I don't even care. I don't want to. It's pretty funny because the dude's just like, I don't want to have to call anybody. I don't want to use the miles. It's ridiculous. But he just got his World Traveler status. I mean, you got to fly a lot.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think when Tezawa was here, I don't even think he has, or when
Well,
Zenzo was here, I don't even
that's
think
part
he
of
has
the
it.
reward program, but the World Traveler thing basically is just TSA pre-check for the entire world.
Right. But yeah,
I mean, it's not like what is that, ambassador status where you just
that's pretty good
can
stuff.
walk through anything.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah. But yeah, I am still going to Peru. Yeah, there's a lot of traveling going down. That's what I know. And there's still possibly, we're going to talk when I'm in Germany about going to Germany again like 2 weeks later. That's what it came down to. It's like, we'll just talk. You're going to be there. I'm going to be there.
Where at?
At Germany.
Oh, we'll be there.
Yeah. The company that wants to fly me out again is going to be there. I'm like, we'll just talk there.
Which one? Who?
Sarah. Sarah wants to show me their factory and take me around, do that kind of stuff.
I'll go with you on that.
Well,
I'll karate chop anybody.
well, we'll see if they're paying for 2 plane tickets
And
or just
everybody.
one,
Oh, I thought you meant like when you're in Germany.
No, we're gonna talk, and then I fly home,
Oh,
and then they want me to come out like beginning of June. I thought about adding it on to the end, but then it's like,
you know what they
it's
should
gonna get
do?
a long ways away.
You know what they should do is,
Move to the.
you know what
US.
we should do? You should talk to Sarah and be like, hey, we just need you to upgrade. You need to upgrade our current travel, and then we'll stay an extra day and come look
Yeah, I'm
at your
sure.
thing.
Yeah, they want more than that. They want.
We want the Air Emirates, like the cabin. We want the little, but that's never gonna happen.
No, they
No,
won't.
we ride coach, bro. We go old school
It's true. It's true.
with the animals.
It wasn't that bad. I was, the 777 is not that bad flying.
No, 777s are actually really, really comfortable.
It was more comfortable flying to China than it is flying to like Michigan.
Oh yeah,
It's way longer, but I'm saying
yeah. Flying to Michigan was
comfortable
last time
wise?
we did that was brutal. It was like, what is with this plane, man? Like, they microsized these seats. It was like, you can't even stand up in there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little cray, and because I've been doing so much flying, my Google feed keeps showing me plane stuff, and now the newest thing is
It keeps letting you know about planes and
yeah.
yeah.
And so it's telling me like right now they're talking about having seats that aren't seats. You stand for like, let's say you're gonna fly for like 3 hours, they can fit more people if you stand. So it's like they just strap you like against a board almost. I pray that that doesn't take off, because I already don't like how cheap the flights are, where you can't even bring a bag at this point. You can't pick your seat. Like it's getting worse. But yeah, Portugal. I don't have any invites to Portugal yet.
That's my first. No, That's my second invite to Portugal. I don't know what's going on in Portugal, though. I'd love to go.
I don't know much more about Portugal than the word Portugal, so.
Oh, it's right next to Spain, just to the left, attached to Spain. My mom and her husband did the pilgrimage in Spain, which means you walk all the way around Spain.
I can't think of what Portugal is known for, though. Like, lots of places
They're known for Portuguese people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But, like, do they have an industry? Like, is there, like... That's how I associate stuff. Like, oh, yeah.
I wouldn't
there's
necessarily
something
think of their
happens there.
industry, but, like, they were definitely world... You know, they were world conquerors and stuff at one point in time because, you know, Brazil, they all speak Portuguese in Brazil because they took over that area. I don't know. I'm not an Encyclopedia Britannica for Portugal. What's their GDP, bro? I don't know. I know they have a very innovative drug policy there.
Innovative?
Yeah.
What makes it innovative?
They legalized everything and encouraged treatment. So you have free rehab and stuff. So instead of incarcerating people...
Yeah. I
So-
was going to say, did they make it legal or just
It's
not
all
make it
legal.
not illegal?
No, it's
Well,
all-
it's a binary thing. It's either...
Yeah, they
so-
they legalized everything and just went like, yeah. And then like if you got a problem...
Legal in the fact that you could walk into like a 7-Eleven and be like, I need heroin or something?
Yeah. From my understanding. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not the 7-Eleven. Maybe you have to go to
yeah.
a more
You
specific...
got to hit up the Rite Aid.
Like it's like a liquor store or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they have a pretty innovative policy on that because they were locking up all these people into jail and they were like, why are
Yeah.
we paying for jail? What? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Turns out it's actually dropped. Like the crime rates dropped a ton. Like drug abuse and alcoholism, all that
Is
stuff
it one
has
of those
dropped.
weird things though where if you make it so that the drugs aren't illegal, you count that as like, now that we're not arresting you for having the drug,
No,
that
like
crime is
violent
down, like-
crime,
okay,
that
yeah,
kind
so
of
like
stuff. Yeah.
excluding that, it's not like
Right. Yeah. No. What?
Yeah.
What?
there are
what's-
things there are places that will
what's-
do that. You know, be like, look at what we
Shenanigans.
dropped down. It's like, well, yeah, because you just, you know, you made punching Joel in the face not illegal, and so now I don't get in trouble for doing it anymore, but I'm still doing it. you
Still
know?
punching Joel.
So the number looks like it went
Yeah.
down, but no less punches have been thrown.
No less punches thrown.
Yeah.
I get it.
So,
Remember, you just got to pull your punches.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Who put your-
flirting with a trip to Minnesota September, I think.
September?
That might be the one where we drive. That's why we might fly to Michigan this time. I still haven't booked those tickets, by the way.
Got it.
Yeah, I will book them though.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So, yes, that is true. Anyone that comes in this live stream will be confused, and that's how I like it.
Anyone who comes into this live stream right now is going to be so confused.
Talking about Portugal,
I don't know, bro.
pretty far
I mean,
away.
Like, that sounds more like their problem than a my problem. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Seems irresponsible to try and explain myself at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know.
we'll move on.
Check. I'll check that box
Do we
off.
have any super chats,
right
Jimmy?
here.
I know we had some. Do
I
we have
saw
any
him,
that-
but you
any
did-
that, any that lead to
He's got this
questions?
goofy thing loaded up on here because I was late.
That's right.
I'm blaming it on me. I'm not blaming anything on Jimmy today.
We're
It's
just-
my fault.
Yeah.
Except for Jimmy cursed me. He put the curse on me, man. I left. So you noticed last week how I showed up? I was here an hour early last week. I left at the
Oh, I
exact
was
same
gonna say,
time.
No, you weren't. You were late. And I was like, oh, I wasn't here last week. Yeah.
I left at the exact same time. Brutal. But on a personal note, I did seriously flood my fish room again today.
Nice.
That's 2 days in a row, brother. 2 days in a row.
And here I was thinking earlier today as I was taking a shower, I was like, I gotta stop the auto water change. It's making me not be in tune with my aquariums.
That's stupid. Yeah, I literally was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get a little top off here on the shrimp tank. You know, it's just had dropped down a little bit. I'm like, cool. Like, turn that on. Like, what's this chicken doing? And then the chicken was running around, and then something was going on, and I was like, what is that? And there was a big storm outside, and then just poof.
We
Just
should
completely
install
escaped my mind.
float valves like on all your sumps with like a quick connect. So like you quick connect that hose to it
I've
and
got
then
a
it'll-
huge plan in the works that will all be hooked up.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah. Huge plan in the works. I started telling you a little bit about it last night, but I don't want to tell.
Yeah.
Everybody's listening right
Don't
now.
spoil the big P.
The big surprises.
Yes.
Somebody's blowing up my phone.
Daryl Dine with a $20 super chat. Thanks for all you do to help others. Hey, no worries. We appreciate the support. Oh, by the way, I wanted to bring it up because, the internet fears something. Jimmy, I encouraged him to be on the show today. Instead, we have Jimmy the Sponge Filter. Because everyone thinks I don't let Jimmy be on the show. And then everyone's like, oh, Jimmy was on the show last week. It was so good. And then, I tried to get him on the show today, but he was like, no, I don't want, no, I hope not, no. So I did try. I tried. For some reason, he'll get behind a camera. I think it's, maybe Jimmy's too much of a loose cannon. And so that's why he's like, I got to edit myself.
Oh, how weird is that? I'm literally getting texts about
You just super chatted us?
the TSA pre-check.
Oh.
I'm getting messages about the TSA pre-check. It's weird. Context.
I swear, and this is a conspiracy theory that's like, it's going to make me look insane. But I do swear emails have been showing up based on stuff I've said recently. Like, I know that,
Like out loud?
yeah, like Google can listen in, that kind of stuff. Like, they have the capability. And I've never really believed that they were using it. And I still don't really believe it, but I
know.
can't even remember. But there was something, like, so random that I had signed up for, like, 10 years ago that just magically showed up in my inbox today.
Yeah, but I just I don't think it's the case because I just don't think that they have the technology yet. I mean, I'm not
I think
saying
they have the technology. I just don't think they're using it.
the idea of the technology exists, and it's like it's like if you compared an Atari to whatever. What's the newest Xbox that's out now? The newest Xbox, whatever it is,
I have
one
no
or
idea.
what is it? Xbox One.
I don't even know.
Whatever the newest Xbox is. It's like comparing the Atari
Xbox.
To the Intellivision.
to the newest Xbox, right?
Yeah.
You're like, well, they both play video games. Like, well, yes, but the voice like recognition stuff for the ad stuff, it's just they just don't have that technology yet.
I
even
feel
though
like-
the idea of it does exist.
I feel like it has to be as good as, like, the closed captions on YouTube that already exist.
No, I just think I think it's 9 times out of 10. Or 99 times out of 100, it's that thing where, I'll think about Jimmy,
Yeah.
and then Jimmy calls me like 5 minutes
No,
later,
for sure.
and I'm like, oh my god, you see that? Ghosts are real, and
I
you're
know.
like, wait, what happened?
I agree. And that's why I still like, don't believe it's actually happening. It's like, that is super weird, but it's because I'm reading too many Google things, man.
It's
And all the Facebook
I think it's
privacy
just like
stuff
I think
lately.
I think more what it dials down to is like, oh, I looked at I looked up something a while ago, or
Yeah.
I looked this up, or I looked that up. Like it does feed ads on stuff that you look
Yeah.
up. Like it really does. It does do that.
I'm
We
just
know that
saying
it
it
does
was
that.
really weird. I was like,
I mean, well, here's the thing. Like if the OK Google thing,
yeah,
or like Hey Siri, like only sort of works,
right.
right? Like then it would be feeding you weird ads all of the time. Like if you were like,
True.
I like to eat chocolate out of my pantyhose or whatever, it'd be like, oh, here's pantyhose and chocolate ads and stuff. It would be doing that all the time. It would not be able to figure out like the idea of the technology exists, but they just don't have it yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like voice recognition does exist, but just the same as like it takes, if we upload like an hour-long podcast and it takes like an hour for it to render, and then some of the closed captions are close,
Yeah.
but yet a ton of them are way off, which, by the way, I oftentimes like turning the closed caption on because it's hilarious. So it's a laugh riot. But yeah, it would just be like feeding you ads for all sorts of weird stuff all the time, like giant sponge filters and Onyx arowanas, like. And I mean, I already get enough ads for Mr. Brown as it is.
Just because of Biddy Brown. Listening to you. All right, how many 3.0s on a 75-gallon high-tech tank?
You got to go up to the top. It
That's
goes
what I'm
up.
grabbing.
We didn't even get to Daryl Dimer.
I did. You were on the phone. Your phone was blowing up or something when that happened.
You were on the phone?
You were.
I don't know.
It's from
You were on the
707.
phone. You were on the phone blaming it on me, looking up ads for stuff.
I would run 2 on the 75G. You could run 1, but I mean, high tech, I'm assuming you're carpeting. You're just going to want the extra light. Just go with 2, and you'll be happy. That's what I know. Oh, man. Say that guy's name.
What's that?
Aqua... A Taylor?
Atelier.
Atelier?
Atelier. 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 I feel like I know what that word is. Hold on, let me look it up.
Second word.
I'm going to look it up. Read the comment.
Shout out to my Insta. Check out Aquaria Atelier. Hashtag paid plug.
Atelier. That's how it's said.
Okay.
I should have known this. I feel
What
like
does it
an
mean?
idiot right now for not knowing it. It's a noun. It's a workshop studio, especially one used by an artist or designer.
Huh. So it's like
Atelier.
Aquaria Studio or...
Atelier. Yeah, it's like a
All
studio, workshop, wood shop. Like your room,
There you go.
that room over there would be like a...
Here's
Atelier.
the hot business tip. If that's your Instagram, change your YouTube name to be the same as your Instagram. That's my tip. Because he's Aquaria versus Aqua.
Aqua.
Yeah. That's my tip.
Aquaria, Aqua, yeah.
Yeah.
Unify.
Yeah.
Is that right? No.
Good
Unify?
enough.
I mean,
Streamline.
streamline.
That's a better word. LG3 Nation with the sunglasses. He's a cool bro. Did you get a job at a local fish store yet? I root for you at least once a week. John
I hope he gets the... Did he get the gig yet?
No, yeah. Well, he didn't get that one originally.
I know he didn't get that one. That was a long time ago.
I
though.
ask about it all the time. John Gonzalez. Love to have Dean back. Great info and stories. So here's the weird part. That video is doing terrible.
It's doing terrible for some reason.
Which I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm half the problem because I haven't had time. But I'm going to listen to it because it'll be like listening to a show I'm not on, so it'll be tolerable. Like I won't have to listen to myself. That'll be good.
It is a hard
Yeah.
thing to do. Yeah.
But I would have pegged that one to like, oh, this is gonna be a home run.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can think of is people are scared because Dean's in a hoodie and it looks hilarious.
He looks like he's gangster. I thought it was
Yeah.
gangster as all get out.
Yeah.
But
You
either
know?
way.
But yeah, random. Other
I don't know.
stuff.
I thought it was a pretty good episode. But then again, I'm on it. So what is my opinion? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm really good. Yeah.
I know Dean's like way up there, so you could put like the worst with it and it'll average out. So I just know I want more Dean, but apparently other people don't, or maybe they just
Actually, a lot of people messaged me that they wanted more Dean, and I was like, yeah, he'll be on as soon as his schedule can work that out.
yeah, he's
Which,
a busy man.
between our schedule, his schedule, everybody's schedule, I think it will.
That's why he was on the show when I'm not even here.
I think from what I
So we could line
understand,
it up.
well, like when I was talking with him, sometime in the summer. So that's only a couple months away, and cool.
Maybe before or after Peru, because he's going to Peru with us. So
Yeah, and he's going to Peru with y'all. With y'all.
maybe we can try to do a potato phone live stream from Peru.
No, I hate that idea.
It'd be less than 144p,
That's awful.
72p.
Ugh. It's just like 8-bit, like squares.
I want it to come through as a.
I want to do an
a
8-bit
modem.
live stream. Actually, never mind. I want to do that. I want to do an 8-bit version.
Modem sounds. Then you have to like translate it,
Oh yeah.
send it through Morse code or something. Rob Hicks Aquariums, $2 Canadian. Here's for water on the floor.
Oh, thank you. Great. Vicky was watching this. Now she knows
Twice.
Now she knows that I accidentally flooded the fish room today.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to take. I mean, it was a good thing. I was trying to take care of the sick chicken.
Someone was
Which, by the
telling
way,
me-
sick chicken is getting better because sick
What's-
chicken is now becoming a pain in the butt to
What's
take
wrong
care
with
of.
sick chicken?
She's just sick,
Oh.
getting meds. And I got her in the shop just to keep her segregated from the other chickens.
My chicken's in the shop, you know how that is.
Up on blocks, you know. Got to rip on the lift, check the undercarriage. Well, you know what most people don't realize is that chickens, when they say the pecking order, right? You're like, oh, you're low on the pecking order. Well, they're talking about chickens, and it's literally the pecking order. They fight for dominance and stuff.
So is it like a bacterial infection, something like that? Going on?
Well, she had mites and just losing blood and stuff like that, and so yeah, I mean, I don't really need to go into the gory detail, but she was weak and wobbly and all that stuff, so we're medicating her. And well, the thing is, when you're weak and wobbly in a chicken flock, that means all the other chickens will pick on you until you're dead because they want to eat you.
It's bad times.
Yeah, which is sort of the antithesis of like, oh, I'm going to be alive and be doing good. No, that's the opposite. So, yeah, we segregated her, and she's doing a lot better.
You need yourself like a chicken sump or chicken quarantine.
Chicken sump, chicken quarantine?
Yeah.
I have like some cardboard boxes set up for her. She's
Nice.
fine.
Like, you know,
But I might
box.
make my own quarantine cage. I was considering it because she keeps getting out.
You're big on quarantine.
Like,
I
what are
just
you
thought
doing?
It would be an awesome video. It'd be like, I'm so into quarantine. Here's my chicken quarantine.
It's my chicken quarantine, dog.
What did Dean say?
Eat the stupid chicken and it won't be sick anymore.
I'm seeing it. Maybe I gotta watch that stream. Maybe Dean went rogue.
I think it's easier for Dean because, well, I guess not to expose any personal situations, but Dean's wife works out of the country, so there's a little buffer, you know? Like if he was just to eat her chickens when she was not around.
Oh, you're saying there might be someone to answer to if came home and a chicken was gone and you were eating it?
My lovely spouse, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
can
just
see
like,
how that
oh,
would
I
go.
just murdered this one and I'm eating it.
It was either do some work or eat it, and you know,
And she's pretty young. She's a pretty young chicken, so let her
Yeah.
keep rocking and rolling and laying
Victoria's
eggs and
not
stuff.
even that old. Yeah,
No, Victoria's not old. She's a spring chicken.
that's right. Petite Bro was at your birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
As Jimmy said, I'm watching Potato eat potato salad.
Oh. Potato. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is this enough to cover the import for the new Aquarium Co-op brand of Monster Sponge? I need one. Close. Although, did you? I don't know. I don't know how many people knew this. That shipping is wicked cheap from China to the U.S. Like it's subsidized by their government or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that till like a few weeks ago.
Yep.
But that being said,
One hand washes the other.
it's crazy expensive for me to bring stuff over. But if they send it like retail, it's cheap. I mean, not like cheap. Like it still costs money, but it's like, that's weird. But no, I do have a cargo container coming over. Not all of my stuff. I'm splitting it with the gentleman I went with, and some cool products. There's one. I don't want to say what it is yet. Not that it's gonna be like mind blowing. Like, oh man, I just don't want to like say what it is, and somehow someone gets it first, and I'm like, oh, now it looks like I'm copying them, or I just don't get to sell it anymore. Being that I paid for them, I want to be able to sell some. So
Right.
I do have a product I hadn't seen before. Not that it's not like, oh man, you invented a thing or anything. I just thought it was cool. So, you know, it'd be like, oh look at this, it's an Arowana or something like it. Clearly, I didn't invent it or anything, but if I had a bunch of them to sell, it'd be cool. So, ooh,
Laughing at Barbara Jackson there.
ooh. All right. Corinne is an all too common name around my house because my wife's sister's name is Corinne, and if you guys have been watching me for a while, the niece in the adorable Hug All Your Aquariums video type of thing, her name is also Corinne. So there's Corinnes flying around everywhere, and everyone before I was around, well, obviously I preceded my niece, but like her sister was Corey, and then now she's married to Corey. It's kind of awkward. So the family still gets me mixed up. Josh Kukla, pod listener here. Is that like a pod person? Pod people? Stock a cleanup crew for a 40 breeder. A bristle nose. It's only a 40 breeder. What do I want to do? I wanted something to sift through like sand or something, but I can't think of something. Maybe some Cupido cichlids would do that. They're like kind of like dwarfish earth eaters. And then some snails. That's what I would do. Those 3. What do you got?
Cleanup crew for a 40 breeder.
Mm-hmm.
Malaysian trumpet snails.
All of them. Don't even put gravel in. Just Malaysian trumpet snails.
That's the substrate. Yeah.
I've had almost that at one point.
I mean, you're not really limited. You're not really limited that much in a 40 breeder. You know, if you're taking care of it, you get a good amount of. I mean, it's not a ton of water or anything like that, but it's really easy. In my opinion, it's really easy to keep a 40 breeder stable. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you're not super limited on any of the cleanup crew. I would just more worry about like what are the other fish in there, you know?
Right.
So like, you know, if you were to add like a flying fox or Siamese algae eater or something like that, you know, who's gonna fight with whom? If you put shrimp in there, are they going to be eaten? So those are the main things that I would just look into for the cleanup crew. But Malaysian trumpet snails are my typical go-to of like, those are my favorite because they're not out that much when the lights are on. They come out when the lights are off. Ram's horn snails are great because they don't really hammer plants too well, and they're always grazing around and stuff, and they reproduce pretty readily.
Speaking of those, if anyone happens to know a fish wholesaler that sells ram's horn snails wholesale in mass quantity, I've been looking and I can't find one because people are emailing me like, we want to buy ram's horns. Why don't you sell ram's horns? And I'm like, because I can't make nearly enough to sell besides my retail store. And I've yet to find anyone that's making them mass production. So if someone out there knows, like another fish store or something like that, give me the heads up.
The heads up.
You know, I mean, obviously, if they're like $100 a piece, it's not going to help. But
it's not
assuming
good.
Someone's wholesaling would be reasonable. So, Alex G, plant substrate for a 125 on a budget, mixing it with pool filter sand. I know what I would do. I would go to the gravel yard and just buy something that's cheap. Like, I know that I've bought substrates. I don't think I have any in here. I sent it home with someone that took aquariums, but it was like $6 for 100 pounds. You had to wash it, but it was like finer gravel. That's what I would go
that
with.
100-pound bag.
Yeah, something like a finer gravel is what I would go with. It's like $6. You got to wash it. But in my opinion, way better than pool filter sand. Because pool filter sand, at least around here, when I was buying, it was like $15 per 50 pounds. So it's a little bit more expensive than what I was getting. And I actually like the finer gravels better than the sand. Even though the pool filter sand's like a coarser sand. That's... Yeah. Although, I'm convinced now you should just like stock your local Facebook groups or Craigslist and you'll just get free substrate.
Pretty much.
If you'll take the buckets away and like a little bit of other garbage, and by garbage I mean like that box of aquarium parts, you can get gravel for free.
Yeah, you can definitely get a substrate for...
We definitely, like at the club auction
dirt
stuff,
cheap.
Yeah, cheap. Beg people like, come on, someone needs this. Because it's really hard to give it away because if you don't like that color or you don't like that blend... You know, but free is free, and if you're on a budget, that sounds good.
Yeah, Turface is a good cheap one if you can find it.
Yeah.
Old school kitty litter is one that you can find as long as it's non-clumping and non-scented and all that kind of stuff.
Because don't they make like in our paludarium episode or whatever, you can mold it, right? What's different between that one and using as substrate, or is it just the same?
The older one doesn't clump up as much as that one.
Oh.
Yeah, it shouldn't. And I think like Walmart sells it. I like have a blank spot in my brain for apparently a lot of things, but one of them is remembering the name brand of that. But it's been
We should track it down. And
so
do a
many years.
episode
I
on it.
talked about it a while ago, and a bunch of people had posted about it. I'll try to look it up and be able to reference it more readily. But that's a good one. But yeah, like you said, I almost always go to a landscape yard and find something that is suitable that they have. And you're really only going to be out $5, $10 or something like that for a lot more than you think. But yeah, I mean, basically anything that is any of those like really coarse, really, I guess it's like really coarse, fine gravel,
They're all by millimeter, but
Mm-hmm.
whenever someone told me that, I never knew. Like, if I could tell you, like, yeah, get something like 10 to 12 millimeter. If you're not like
it's just
in the gravel world, you're like that. I don't even know what that really means.
it's just under pea gravel is basically what you're looking for. The size right below pea gravel of a coarse material, and then just make sure that it's inert, which anyone at a rock yard will know whether or not it's inert.
should.
Those guys will know
Yeah.
like that.
Priscilla MK Art, does that filter fit in a 10-gallon? Well, I think it would fill, like if you laid it on its side, I think you'd have like that much room. Like, I feel like this is 18 inches.
Yeah, I don't have a tape measure.
Not in here. I got. Oh wait, actually that's a lie.
Oh, you do have a tape. You have a tape right there.
We can solve this equation.
Yeah, but you don't have enough water for the lift tube.
Well, I was saying laying on its side. It's only 14 and a half inches, so you'd still have 6 inches if you laid it over on its side. That being said, it would be wider than the tank. So you have to like mash it in there. But that's a good idea for a video. I should do that. We should get that into like the worst. We should get like a 7-gallon cube or something
And just stuff
turn
it
it
in
into
there.
like a waterfall or like a fountain.
We could do that.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Let's do it.
Coming next week. Is this enough filtration? ... Brendan's life. Finally caught a live stream. School and work has made me keep missing them. That's good. That means you have a job and you're going to school. You're getting smart and making monies. I pretty much do neither of those. I don't go to work and I don't go to school. I just play on the internet. at this
Yeah,
point.
just playing around. I'm never really doing anything.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm considering going back to school to learn another language. I want to learn either Mandarin or Cantonese as a hobby. But we'll see. We'll see how. I have a feeling everyone that travels abroad is like, oh, sweet, I'm totally going to learn that language. And then 10 minutes later, you're like, I'm lazy. So we'll see how that goes. But it would be useful business-wise, even if I never did fish again or something like that. I have a feeling knowing Mandarin or Cantonese would be very beneficial if I was to go get a job somewhere. LG3 Nation, nope, I gave up on the fish store. But I got hired at a medical research facility as a tech. Only downside, really busy during the live streams. If that's the only downside, you're doing dang good.
yeah, you're doing good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's not like, you never got weekends off or, you got all these other horrible things. You're like, meh. All you got to do is watch it on the replay. Not so bad.
That's not the worst thing.
Melissa Blue.
I'm
need
all
more
nodding.
beans.
I'm all nodding at you like people can hear me nodding.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You hear that?
Yeah.
That's that brain rattling around.
That's my brain clunking around in
Yeah.
there.
$25 super chat from Melissa. Thank you much. Appreciate that. I do want Dean back. Who do we?
It's
I gotta-
$25 to say need more Dean.
Need more Dean.
It's pretty gangster.
NMD.
I think Melissa was posting pictures about her new goats or lambs. I forget.
Wearing the Dark Star Arts.
On the internet.
Oh,
You know.
alright.
I don't know.
Mark Ninneman.
Nanaman.
They talked about cooking and chefry stuff, not fishes. That was the Prague with the Dean episode. Bring them back for more fishes. That was, I'm guessing, programming? What am I hearing over there? Is that you tapping, Jimmy? Are you tapping on something? There's something ready to bust through the door.
It's ghosts.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's
Dean.
That would be amazing if
That'd
Dean
be
just
rad.
like, that's it.
That's
I'm back. The people have spoken.
People have spoken.
But no, we'll totally have him back. And I'm even more excited to hear Dean talk about cooking because I find it fascinating. Pretty much any story Dean tells is fascinating. So I just like hanging around the guy. So
Yeah. I mean, we had typical like complainer people posting on that video.
yeah,
You know.
no matter what I do or you do or whoever does, you can't please 10 out of 10 people.
No.
If you're doing 6 out of 10, you're doing a dang good job.
It's my job to please Victoria. That's it. That's all.
All right.
In life. Right? I think that's what that means.
I factor my dogs in.
Is that how
it,
that
too.
works? Well, the dogs, yeah. But I give them cookies. Well, I mean dog cookies, not people cookies.
We all know
That'd
you're-
be irresponsible
Yes.
with my cookie hoard. All right, that's where the irresponsibility comes in. Next thing you know, I'd be
Are you managing
low.
those safely? Or are you like I don't want to see you fiending for some biscotti cookies.
Jimmy,
Yes.
do you have cookies?
We actually do have cookies.
Oh,
right
I was
there.
just
Oh wait, did someone eat them?
There's none here.
I was just kidding. Somebody ate them.
I like.
I was actually
Aquaria
just
better.
kidding, and he started looking for
Yeah,
them.
I like Aquaria better. Fix
Yeah.
it though.
Apple wings.
I think he said I like Aquaria better, but
Mm.
but yes, I mean if your goal is to push yourself on social media, make it all line up.
Make it all the same.
Those
Yeah.
are balloons. That's weird.
Somebody took the cookies and replaced them with balloons.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Tape a giant photo of Jimmy's face on the sponge filter tube. Call it Super Sponge Filtimy.
Fill to me.
Okay.
Yes. We were gonna put the kind of a big deal name tag here, but we don't want to overplay our hands.
What's that?
We were gonna put the name tag.
Oh, you're gonna put the
kind
name.
of a big
Kind of
deal,
a big
but
deal.
Didn't know how that thing was
Yeah.
gonna go. We just set it there, and then it could have been like. It would have been better if we never addressed it. Actually, we need to start doing that. Start putting objects on there, weird objects, and just never reference or look at them
Right.
ever. Aaron. Ooh, how do you say the last name? Eustace?
Eustace.
Eustace. Yeah, it's Eustace.
Mm-hmm.
How do I wean a pair of discus off of just bloodworms? I would say a little bit of starvation
Mm-hmm.
and get yourself a food that discus are known to like to eat. So like tetracolor granules, Hikari discus biogold, and freeze-dried blackworms. Like something that other discus keepers are successful with. And then soak that in like the juices of bloodworms. So hopefully you got more than one tank. Like thaw the bloodworms, feed the bloodworms to like another tank, use that juice, soak that food, dump it in, and hopefully they're tricked. That's the way we used to do it in the past at their store and that kind of stuff. But now we typically go straight to the Sarah discus food. That is the only food I've ever actually run into that lived up to its claim, and the rep came in and fed all of my fish or all my discus that food, and they ate it right away, and they'd never seen it before. And I know they hadn't seen it because I had never seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I might be sold out of that. I might have it. I don't know. But that's the one I can safely recommend. I have run into a couple of people that are like, hey, my discus didn't eat it, but that's like less than 20%.
Right.
So, and when most discus just turn down anything, like obviously you're having that problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I would start, is trying to like, you
My
guys
trick?
like this?
Do you want to know what my trick is?
Yeah.
Never have bloodworms.
Yeah.
That's my trick.
I can't do that trick. I spoil them with
I know you spoil bloodworms like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like how clean it feeds.
the NLS Thera A, that one almost is always helpful. A garlic food is almost
yeah,
always
I would-
helpful. Not specifically the Thera A, but any garlic food that has some garlic in it will generally
Yeah, you can use, what's that? Is it a
stimulate
CCAM
them
product?
to eat.
It's called Entice. Is that what it is?
I
It's
think
the
there's
garlic?
something like that. Yeah.
I think CCAM makes it, but it's basically like, hey, let me hit that with the garlic.
Mm.
Yeah, I put it on garlic bread. It's pretty good.
It's tasty.
Yeah.
It smells funny.
I kind of only want to make videos like that, like random sponge filter that's a gag, and then using entice on garlic bread and then eating it. We need to basically start You Suck at Cooking Fish Edition.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen You Suck at Cooking, the channel, you should go watch it.
It's brilliant.
Brilliant and lots of dry humor. So it'll either be the funniest thing you've ever seen, or you'll just walk away going, I don't get it.
I don't get jokes.
And if that's fine, if that happens, you're just like, oh, yeah, whatever. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't come away doing that, you're going to be like, that person is a genius.
That guy's a genius.
He is a genius.
Uh-huh.
Whether, there's no disputing whether he's a genius. It's just whether or not
You get it.
you will,
Whether or not you get jokes.
yeah. I just want to say welcome to Conrad. He says, finally, after so long, I've caught Corey live.
Trapped or caught?
Resting.
You say rusty?
Resting.
Oh, resting. Yes.
Resting?
Zach's Tank's Crazy Aquarium Guy, $10.01. I saw that earlier. It was to pay for something, but I can't remember what I was going to pay for. So, yeah. Lumpy Dog. Oof, he's spitting the fire today. Kim Kardashian says hang-on backs are better than sumps.
And?
I agree with Kim Kardashian.
Hang-on backs are better than sumps? Okay.
I think in a vacuum... Oh, I don't even want to get started on this rant, but I'm gonna make a statement.
I don't know. It's kind of fun that people have opinions.
I am known to have one.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a vacuum where, let's say, at a Walmart, someone's going to pull the filter off the shelf, I think a hang-on back is a way better option to pull off the shelf than a sump, because you might do what I dub the Corvus Oskin and flood your fish room 2 days in a row with a sump.
Oh, I just turned the water on and left.
Yeah. But it was in your sump, right?
It fills into the tank.
Yeah, I know. But it overflowed in the sump, probably.
Yeah, it
not in the
didn't.
tank.
But here's the thing. It didn't overflow the tank and the stand. So it just flowed into my floor drain and out.
Yeah. Not all of us are superhuman and put our own floor drains into our fish rooms.
Well, quit tripping.
Can't.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Can't stop, won't stop tripping.
It's weird.
Brennan's life. It's time to go.
But yeah, I mean, I used hang-on back filters forever. I mean,
they're good.
I'm certainly not down on hang-on back filters. I like them. More often than not, the complaint that I hear from people about hang-on back filters is that big ones are expensive, like the 110s, like the Aquaclear 110s and stuff like that. They are expensive off the shelf. So,
you know, that is one thing I'm realizing. I don't know if I saw, besides like a Nano, I'm not sure I saw a hang-on back filter in China, like even on the shelf.
In operation or for sale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw canisters, I saw under gravel, I saw sponges, I saw a lot of sumps. I would say the majority is, and that's probably why, because they run a lot of above tank sumps. I think they just straight up, like, that's just straight up better. And you can buy them off the shelf. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because they're just, the above tank sumps are just better versions of hang-on backs. Like, part of the benefit is they hold more media, and if that wasn't benefit enough, like let's say you were just ultra lazy like me and you never clean them ever, when they go to overflow, they just overflow back in your tank because they're above your tank, not behind it. So even if you're like, I'm going to neglect it, it just would just flow right back in.
Yeah.
So it's good times. Brennan's life. Corey, I am breeding MTS in one of the plastic tubs for underbed storage. Lots of surface area, and it can be hidden under the bed. So I don't look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You just think you don't look crazy. Trust me, anyone that sees it will think you're crazy. But no, I'm a big fan of the sweater boxes, as they're called. I was flirting with the idea of setting up some sweater boxes underneath the racks at the warehouse to pre-melt more like Amazon swords.
Okay.
Because part of the problem we run into is like the swords come in kind of big, but they're going to melt back. But when they come back, they're really short. And I was like, we could be doing that in a sweater box instead of a 40 breeder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, we'll see if I get around to it because it wouldn't be on the auto water change system. That's one more thing to manage. And then be like, wait, no one looked at that? It's been under there for 6 months. Now it's all dead. And it was getting light and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, no, that's a good system. Who else was... Oh, Gary Lang. Gary Lang does a lot of containers under the rack. He was raising rainbows that way.
Oh, okay.
He was, with his saltwater rainbows, he was just like putting some brine shrimp in there,
Mm-hmm.
and he scoots it under for a week, and then a week later he does a partial water change, puts some more brine shrimp in, scoots it back underneath. Because the brine, if they don't eat them, they just raise up.
Oh, I see.
And,
Yeah.
And the
that
fryer's
makes
so
sense.
small, it's like a, like a, I don't know. Let's say it's a pan. I don't know what it was, but at a week at a time, you're like, yeah, that rainbow went from I can't see it to, I still can't see it. So the size ratio is plenty fine, and he raises them pretty darn big, so can't complain. You still have to buy hang-on backs from the net, and the UK shops don't stock them. Do they sell them online though? Like online in the UK? I mean, I don't sell that many hang-on backs. I only carry aqua clears, to be fair. Like, I don't have an assortment. But I'm trying to think if I can think of, like... Have you ever seen a store in America that didn't carry a hang-on back of some sort?
Have I ever seen a store that didn't have
A hang-on back.
a hang-on back for sale?
Yeah.
I would imagine it was a store that went out of business if I
Yeah.
did, because that just seems ridiculous. Like, no, we just don't have those. Like, okay, I'll drive to the other pet store, I guess. I don't know. It'd be weird.
You want to scroll down on the super chats, Jimmy?
Oh, you got to scroll down, man.
Oh, what was my favorite Chinese food while I was in China?
You mean food?
Yes. But it did say Chinese food.
Oh.
To be fair, I could have, if the internet, if I'm going to let the internet get to me, I could have had Chinese food in Hong Kong. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But what was my favorite? So the thing that surprised me the most, there is a weird sound going on over there, and it is killing me. I don't know what that is going on over there, but
What is it?
I don't know. I keep waiting for like a hamster to run around the corner or something.
It's a ghost.
had
I mean,
some
it's really
lamb.
windy out.
Oh, maybe that's
Maybe that's
probably what's
what it
going
is.
on.
Yeah.
I had some lamb on a skewer from a street vendor that was wicked good. It was just a bunch of rosemary and lamb. And I'm a guy that before that has probably had lamb 2 or 3 times in my life. And I've always been yeah, that's expensive. Yeah, I had it. Yeah, I guess it's meat. But this was really good.
Yeah.
Like, so that was good. I'm trying to think what else I had that was, more people be angry. I had Thai food while I was in China. What? You didn't eat only Chinese food? Like, no, I had Thai food. Like, you got to remember, 2 to 3 meals a day for 10 days, like that. It'd be the same thing as almost like, yeah, are you going to eat Chinese food 2 times a day for 10 days straight?
You should
here?
eat cheeseburgers every single time you're eating in America.
Yeah, that's what you do, right? Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
Trying to think what else. I had that street vendor food was good. It was like an egg they cracked open and like made it into like a crepe.
That's what you have to
almost.
do, or I'll break off one of Jimmy's legs and beat
Not
you with it.
again. But it was like a crepe that they put peanuts on it and lettuce
Hey.
and
Hey,
crunchy bits,
hey, man, Hey.
and then a hot dog.
wait.
Yeah.
We've got important things to deal with right now. It was your birthday over the weekend. And I didn't say happy birthday to you in person.
Well, thank you.
Happy birthday, Kobe.
I don't think I said it to you
I
in
forgot.
person. I just came and ate your food. So
No,
happy
you did.
Birthday to
I think you did.
I'll
Now you've doubled up, and,
I just always have to one
now
up
it's
you.
ridiculous.
Yep. It just had to be,
I blew out my candles successfully, so of course
I didn't even have candles.
it's a sad world that
What
you're
did I do
living in.
let's recap my birthday.
You landed successfully.
landed
You didn't
back in
die.
the United States.
You flew around in the sky like a Greek god.
And then by like 10 a.m., I think we went to bed, and I slept till 4 p.m. Yep, that was one of those, like, I just need a little nap. Been up
That's
for
hardcore.
a long time.
Right.
And it turned out me
see
and the
this-
wife slept till 4 p.m.
I just need this little nap that's a 6-hour
Yeah,
nap.
and
Yeah.
that really screwed up my schedule, and that's why it's still screwed up. And then what did I have for dinner? Oh, we had tacos. Katie made homemade tacos, which was, that's appropriate. And then, I just worked like a madman. I was like, what did I do? I was
You
like,
have to catch up.
I was catching up from all the stuff that wasn't getting done. So That was my birthday, which was good. Like, and so one of my employees got me one of my best gifts I've ever gotten. She said, "The gift I'm getting you is I'm not throwing you a birthday party." And I said, "That's the best gift you can get me," because they threw me a birthday party last year, and it was horrible.
It was horrible.
It wasn't horrible. It's just, it would be like for your birthday, I was like, "Hey, we're going to do a fan meetup where you can work a ridiculously hard day the entire day, and that's my present to you." You know, so I had to go in on my birthday and hang out with everyone, and it's not that I want to hang out with everyone. It was just like, it was more like, "Oh, we scheduled you to work a double," you know, like, "Oh, thanks," you know, because then there was like cake, and then there was cake in my carpet at work, and like, it was just, you know, and there was a piñata, and there's like, you know, it was like, geez, this is getting out of control. And then at one point they were worried because I couldn't get enough streamers, and I'm like, this is causing stress, and all it was supposed to be is like my day not to have stress. So this year they didn't do a party for me, and that was the best gift, honestly. Just be like, oh, I'm just vegging out. That's all I'm doing. I'm eating tacos, hanging out with my dogs, and I'm at a computer. Life is good. So Chef Hannibal says, question at 6 p.m.
Yes.
Thanks.
I feel like that's code for something.
Yeah.
Secret code.
I'll wait for it.
All right.
Wait, we end at 5.
Exactly.
Maybe
Essential.
yeah, or maybe he's on East Coast time. So maybe, but he asked that after 3. So I have no idea. I can't decode.
I don't know.
Decode it.
It's
Code it. But
secrets.
it's probably going to hit us in the side of the face or something. Like, oh, he said it was coming. So you know what it was?
I won't know.
Hansalotl Jones. Cold brew coffee is my new addiction. Thanks.
Hanaloxolotl?
Yes.
Hanaloxolotl Jones? See, yeah, that's the 555. That's my favorite number. Yeah.
Whoa. I'm trying. So I was telling Jimmy today.
And cold brew coffee is my new addiction. Thanks for introducing me to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I was telling Jimmy today,
It's delicious.
I want to try and get some coffee into my life. And I was thinking that, I read online that Vietnamese coffee was one of the easier ones because it has like condensed milk or
That's
something.
basically what Mr. Brown is.
Well, and so
Yeah.
that's when I was like, I should probably try one of those Mr. Browns that have been in mass quantity in the studio before that I've never tried. So I'll end up trying one. I don't know. I'm looking for a drink that isn't like just Diet Coke or water that I might look forward to that isn't like Mountain Dew.
Like Mountain Dew or something.
Yeah, I'm just looking for something where it's like, oh, that would. I mean, I guess I see other people I'm envious where they're like,
Well, you're like,
oh yeah,
yeah,
this
have a little
and I'm
cup of
like,
coffee.
oh no, but I'm envious. Like my wife.
Well, yeah,
drank
and
tea
it's
the
a
whole
good it's a
time.
good break for getting away from as much sugar too, because it's just
Yeah.
like there's just an astounding amount of sugar. It's like a surprising amount of sugar that is in soda. You know what I mean?
Whenever
You're just
you
like,
see
what
those,
is
like,
happening?
Those boards, like a school project, where you're like, wait, one Mountain Dew has 22 pounds.
Yeah, you're like,
Like that doesn't even work.
I don't even
You
think
can't
that
fit
it is.
in a can.
how is it?
Yeah.
It doesn't weigh 22 pounds. You're like, yeah, well, good luck, science, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, like Vicky loves tea too. Like Vicky and Katie,
Yeah.
like, oh, let's have tea, and I'm like, I want to have tea time, but everybody's drinking that Leroy. I call it Leroy.
Oh, that water.
That's
sparkling water.
Stupid, disgusting.
What is it, LaCroix?
It tastes like perfume farted in pond water or something. It's so bad.
So
and I see it
hate
all the time.
carbonated water.
I see it all. I don't like carbonated water.
Yeah.
And Vicky loves it, so I get it for her all the
Katie
time. Or
loves-
we get
well,
it.
She loves
I
carbonated
don't get
water,
it.
not necessarily the flavored.
I don't. I mean, sometimes I get it for Vicky, but we get it when we go, and she drinks them and she loves them, and then I'll see it and I'm like, oh yeah, I got, like, once every 3 months or something. I'm like, I gotta try that, and I'm like, oh god, it's the worst thing ever.
Carbonated water
but
does not taste like water. It
I can
tastes like
definitely
bad.
get behind the tea though, coffee and tea for sure.
I want to. So the other thing is tea. I absolutely hate the taste of tea. It smells good.
There's so many different kinds.
Well,
though.
and that's
yeah.
and the same thing with coffee. I'm like, you know what? I need to start just going, oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's horrible. But eventually I'm gonna be like, hey, that one wasn't so bad, and
Right.
then that'll lead me in a direction because Katie sat down at a tea place and bought a bunch of tea, and they brought like 3 or 4 pounds of it back, and it's all loose tea and that kind of stuff, and so they're all jazzed about it. And here I was like, so it was horrible for me. I stood on the street because Katie was with one of the business people, and they were trying a bunch of teas, and the other group of people were tasting wines. I don't do either of those, so I'm just like, and that went on for like an hour, no joke. Like, oh, try this tea, try this wine. Oh, and I'm just going, oh no,
You're like,
no. So I drank my sweat water. It's basically Gatorade in
Is that
China.
the female wavy hand and then the male symbol?
That's what that is.
What does that mean?
I keep on seeing that recently.
I'm confused.
I'm sure it's like
Somebody was giving me a hard time that like I was getting the males and females wrong when I was doing the fish unboxing thing, and I'm like, I'm at least was reading the symbols correctly from what I could understand.
I think you'll be forever known as Peanut Butter Gourami guy.
Yeah, peanut butter gouramis. Yeah.
Even I like that one.
I was just like, what does the PB stand for? And I'm just like, peanut butter, right?
Yeah.
Of course. And then I eventually figured it out. I was like, oh, that's powder blue.
Mm-hmm.
Cool story.
Powder blue
I
females.
like peanut butter better.
Yeah. Chai tea with milk and honey and cardamom. I want all those things, but ideally, like in a 10-year timeline, I want to be drinking like cowboy coffee, where it's just like on the campfire, stone cold black coffee, and I'm talking like I'm in a Western.
Yeah, I'm out here. I'm out here in the woods, drinking, sipping
but
some
I know
Joe.
the gateway for me is going to be, lots of creamer and milk and like, make it taste the least amount of coffee as possible.
Right. Yeah.
So, but I'm hoping to make that transition, because one, it was, I will say it was a little awkward, like in China and that kind of stuff, because I don't drink and I don't drink tea. And so it was harder for me to find something in common to like, oh, let's sit down and, because oh, tea? No. Oh, can I get you beer? No. Like I just kept saying no a bunch, and so I was like, this, I don't want to be the guy. No, I'm grumpy and I'm old and I'm cranky. But I will say we did have some really good chicken soup. The broth was to die for from a freshly, slaughtered chicken.
Chef Hannibal is asking, let's try this again. Brown algae on all my plants, dirted tank, CO2, Finex 24/7, dosing Excel, probably feeding too much. Thoughts? My immediate thought reaction would be brown algae all over stuff in a dirted tank, too much light, too much technology, and the dirt is probably leaching a ton of stuff into the water.
Yeah, so the conventional wisdom is like you have to do an insane amount of floating plants to absorb the nutrients until they deplete down enough to like manage a dirted tank. Like I don't know that everyone's been doing that lately, but if you go back to the Dr. Wallstad method and that kind of stuff, like it was common knowledge. Like, what do you need to do? You put dirt and 1 billion plants and then 1 billion floating plants, and then you wait for it to stabilize, and then you shouldn't have to. But going through the stages of algae and all that was commonplace. So I feel like that's what's happening to you. It's just not well documented anymore. Now, when you see Planet Tanks, it's like, yeah, I put some dirt in and then magic happened. Like,
right. You see, like, people's explanation is like, just dirt this thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? Like, this is a really weird, long process. It's, I
definitely see the more is better problem. With people are like, yeah, I do at least 2 inches. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot.
I always recommend people to read Diana's book, but they may or may not. I don't know. But I would definitely read that book.
In my own testing, which I only played with dirted tanks for probably like 3 or 4 years, and it wasn't like all the time, but it was with friends. We kept setting stuff up. My optimal setup was 1/4 inch of dirt and then gravel with that. Like 1/4 inch fueled the tanks for a very, very long time with nutrients. Like it all Crips and Amazon swords, all the root feeders grew like gangbusters, and then we had the least amount of excess nutrients. So I would say less is more from what I experienced. So that makes me want to bring up I want to do a test now. I want to like have a Planet tank, and then how like you can put peat in a hang-on back or something to like bring the tannins in. I wonder if you could do like just dirt and it would feed like ammonia and that kind of stuff. I wonder if you could figure out like, yeah, it's 2 tablespoons of dirt per 3 months would give X amount of nutrients. I mean, I'm sure you could figure it out, but I kind of want to play with it now. I wonder if you could take like the red clay as a ball and just like put it in a hang-on back, and if it would like dissolve over time.
I've tried that.
And how'd that work out?
Not great.
Oh,
Sort of.
it sort of worked.
It's not great though.
I could see that.
Because basically what you're looking for is you're out of the red clays. You're looking for iron to be leached into the water column, which iron doesn't travel very well in the water column. That's why it ends up landing and becoming a sediment
That's a good point.
over time. So, roots are more adapted. I'm sure someone's going to freak out there and be like, it can pull it from the water. Yeah. But the roots are more adapted to pulling iron into a plant is the really simple way of explaining it. That plants are like looking for it from their roots. Their roots are better at grabbing iron and stuff.
My brain's just going in
for red
circles.
plants and things.
I was like, I thought I have a good idea, and then I realized that was totally counterintuitive to what I was trying to accomplish. I was like, yeah, we're going to do a hang-on back. We're going to put soil down, then I'll put a screen over it so that way it can't come out, and then I'm going to put a bunch of emergent grown plants so they'll grow like gangbusters.
I know a way easier way to do whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Just put them in a pot next to the aquarium.
No, you could just buy some Easy Green from the Kobe dude.
Well, I like to experiment so that way I can be like, it's
Kobe bro.
This is why it's better, because I did that.
But if you were really trying to do something like that, the best way that I've found to do it would be to do it with like an aquaponics tray, because that's really going to mitigate that heavy flow. It's going to be a real slow trickle where it's like, and it's going to be being picked up and turned back into the system. If that's really what you wanted to do, that's a way to do it. So hopefully does that explain anything? Does that start to make more sense?
I don't know if it explains anything, but that's not our job. Our job is just to talk.
Right.
My brain.
No, I mean, does that explain anything to you?
Yeah.
Because I literally am talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make more sense? It's easier to do it that way than
the
other way
when
around.
you explain it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. You could have a giant grow tray and be like, yeah, replaces 1 gallon an hour, so that way you're not just like, oh, the nutrients are insane.
Yeah, it's like Hammertown craziness. Yeah,
It makes
and plus the plants in there will pick up the excess. So if you did have stuff in there, and then it would potentially, like one of the things that people have been doing a lot is remineralizing soil.
Yeah.
Which is just basically washing it, letting it dry in the sun, washing it, letting it. This is basic. But you can do that like in an aquaponics tray or something like that. Like the plants will go and lower that soil down so it doesn't turn it into a chaotic storm of nonsense when you put it in. But it's also not a great way to run your aquaponics.
Right.
That has a good chance to get gunked up and stuff. So,
Drew's asking if you can run an underground filter with sand. Are their filters fine enough? Technically, you can run a very fine cheesecloth or window screen, technically.
Right. But why do that when you could get a giant sponge filter?
Yeah. Someone, I think might have been Dean I was talking to. He said back in the whenever. 'Cause he's
Dean
old.
doesn't talk to you.
Yeah, I know. But he's old, so he's seen some things happen. And he was saying at one point when they were really trying to like polish their water with underground filters, they'd put a layer of like filter pad, and then they'd put the gravel over that, and then they would swap that pad out like every year or something like that, and that would really polish it. But he was saying that you could, once you put that pad down, you could use any coarseness of substrate after that.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty fine. So there's ways to do it all, but my fear would be if you made something fine enough that sand couldn't get through it, I would wager that it's going to start channeling or clog up faster. It all depends. Like if you have 5 neon tetras, it's probably fine. But if you have an Oscar or something, it's like, well, that's going to cloud the water and pull it through. But it will polish it. It'll just clog faster.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Jeff Rose Fish Keeping. What up, Joel and Corey and the fish family? Just wanted to say the Jimmy video yesterday was great.
Oh, I thought that was pretty good. That's very helpful for a lot of people, I think.
It inspired me. I went and bought a new camera.
Honestly, it made me dumber, and I was worse off for having watched it.
You should just start doing
No, I
response
really
videos
did.
to
I really
anything
did.
we put out.
I really did like it. Oh yeah, start doing response videos. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want you to troll us all the time. I want that to be your new job.
Oh yeah, that would go over well. Yeah, that's what I need. I need 140,000 aquarium co-op fans
Maybe Jimmy,
coming
start doing that
after
on
me.
your channel.
Coming after me because they don't get it.
Start mocking your own stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll help you. I'll help you.
Yeah,
mock
I mean,
us.
you rickrolled us on April Fools.
Yeah.
Clearly, you've got plenty of time to make those
Yeah,
videos.
It's true. But yeah, I did buy a new camera, and
I got a whole DIY series coming out. I got to worry about that stuff I'm doing.
well, I'm going to do response videos to that then.
Okay,
I'm just gonna
good.
troll
You do that. Troll me.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time. You got workers. I don't even have time to eat a sandwich. I had to stick it in a bowl and eat it,
with the bread.
like a bowl. No, I didn't have any bread.
I want to make a food place. In your
Hey man, I
backyard
brought
to
you
help
some meat.
You did.
Relax. Quit
me.
yelling
It's
at
on
me.
the same line.
I thought we were friends.
No, it's meat. Back off, Jimmy. It's mine.
I don't know. Kobe was asking me for some meat, and so I brought him
Last time you
some
brought
meat.
some meat, I got that little sample where I was good, and then we hung out. I went back in, gone.
Oh, they ate it.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta
So
hide
that's why I'm
it.
telling everyone to back off the meat this
You
time.
can't hide. You can't just leave my delicious meat lying around.
But anyway,
It gets eaten.
because you're a chef and you've opened places, we're gonna start a restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be sandwich bowls, and we're just gonna take like the sourdough that you'd put soup into, and instead we're just gonna blend sandwich ingredients and just put it in there.
Well, no, that would work. Because you could just make.
My
Because you
mouth's-
could just
I'm
make.
hungry. My
You
mouth's
could
already
make.
watering. I'm
You
like,
could make
chicken
a
salad, like,
turkey sandwich, right?
Yeah.
But then you just make a turkey soup, and you put it in the bread
No,
bowl.
man, it can't be soup. It's got to be like chicken salad consistency.
Yeah, but you could do that too. That's what I'm saying. But you could do
Yeah.
the hot ones, right?
No.
That's
no.
like the grilled sandwich.
No.
See, that's like the grilled hot sandwich.
No, that would be like grilled chicken.
Oh
put
yeah.
into
All we have is
chicken
cold
salad.
stuff. Come on in here.
Yes.
All we have is cold stuff. Where are we going to open
We're
this
called
place?
Subway.
This stupid place we'd have to open somewhere in like Texas or California or something where it's hot out all the time.
That's fine.
You'd be like, nah, we don't have any hot food, bro, because it's hot out
We'll be able
always.
to make my best sandwich I've ever had in my life, which is the tikka masala chicken salad sandwich I had
Oh
in the
yeah,
UK.
I used to make those. That's good stuff.
Wait, you have the ability to do this?
Yeah,
You should do it.
no,
It's for my
I
birthday.
do what I want. Yeah, I could probably put that together. Yeah,
That'd be amazing. Next, I mean, it doesn't have to be next Tuesday, but if
Next
you wanted,
holiday.
if you wanted to bring some
Next holiday
tikka
thing,
chicken-
so
salad
let's see. When
sandwiches.
does our next holiday thing come up? So
next Tuesday.
363
next
days from
Tuesday.
now.
Next Tuesday. Yes. Are you and Fred still on speaking terms?
Me?
Yeah. You and Fred.
Fred's dead. He's a ghost.
Yeah, but do you talk to him?
I mean, if I admit that I'm talking to him, half of people are going to say I'm crazy. And then if I
Well, the other half
don't
might think you're
admit,
crazy,
if I
so-
don't admit that I talk,
Yeah.
then the other half will say I'm heartless
Mm.
for not talking to him.
Yeah.
But you know,
I like Joel's idea for trolling. Yeah, you can troll me, Joel. His video is why Corey McElroy is the worst. The real reason will shock you.
oh, that video is already up. I saw one like that the other day,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those already exist.
and it put me on a little tangent where I was like, "Oh, so this guy posts these videos. Oh, so this guy posts this videos.
Yeah.
Oh, and this guy posts this videos. Cool.
Yeah.
That seems like a really good hobby."
Mm-hmm. I am desperate for Joel to make that sandwich because I haven't had that sandwich. I'm now 35. I had that sandwich when I was 14, and anyone that's been following this channel has probably heard me talk about it at least 5 times. Still best sandwich of my life.
The best, huh? All right. Yeah, I'll make one.
I'm probably glorifying it because it's in my memory, but it was really good.
Yeah, well, you know, I know how.
It was good.
I'm an adult, bro. I know how to do that.
To be fair, you provided quite the dinner or the lunch the other day, and they made good sandwiches. So I have faith in your ability to satisfy my sandwich needs.
Got it.
Yeah,
That sounds like a completely normal statement.
it is. You never say that to a
All
chef or
right.
something like that? You just...
No, I don't talk to chefs. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Except for Dean. He's my boy.
Dean is under the guise of a fish keeper. But
Is that it on the super chats?
I think
Cool.
we ran out.
Move on to something else. It's
Yeah.
hot in here again.
Getting hot. You guys didn't turn the heat down last week, did you?
I can't remember. I think we did.
You were in
I
the
think we
boiler
did. We
room?
turned it down last week. Yeah.
Ah.
Because both Dean and I both were like, man, it's hot in here. And then Jimmy's like, it's hot in here. And it's
How
like,
does Dean say it's hot? He keeps his fish room at like 82.
I don't know. It's really cold outside. And then you come in
Yeah.
here, it feels hot.
Turtle Girl says it's International Turtis. That's right.
Tortoise.
International
You mean the
Tortoise
TARDIS,
Week.
like Doctor Who?
Yeah. Turtle and Tortoise Week. Any news on the mini musk turtles? New babies? No new ones. I've got, still my babies, but no new babies.
There's so many little turtles over there.
Yeah, I know. I got to film that video and...
It's so weird because one keeps falling in my pocket every time I'm here.
Luckily, they're replacing fast enough that I don't even notice.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Kobe, I've got like 60 turtles at my house. Do you want them?
All right, Jackson's asking what he should eat for a snack. I'm going to go super basic but yummy on you. You ready? Saltine crackers, a little bit of butter. It's good times.
Flour tortilla, butter, cashew butter, a little bit of soy sauce, sriracha.
What?
Yeah, what up? Then roll it up and eat it.
I mean, I want to try one without the sriracha because I'm a wiener and it'll kill me. But cashew butter, I'm not gangster enough to have that, but I'm on board. But the soy sauce is what threw me for a loop. But maybe it turns out more like peanut sauce, like chicken saute or something. Like it's got, I could see how that could make its way to goodness.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
And it would be cheap and easy to make.
Yep.
Do you gotta fry the tortilla or you just like heat that thing up?
No, don't
even heat it up.
No.
No, not even heating it up.
No. That's going to mean more dishes, bro. Do you feel like doing dishes?
No.
You go wash a knife off, right? It's about all you need. Because
if
then you
do
just
it
need a
right-
paper towel.
If you do it right, you could kind of like squeegee the condiments through the, like pour it.
Yeah, but you got to get it out of the container.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not
what
going
if
in with
you-
your hands,
What
you know.
if you like tore the tortilla in half, and, like scooped it out?
Then I'd slap you, silly. You like ruin the whole jar of peanut butter because you're like, I don't want to wash a knife.
Ruin it.
Or just get some plastic knives, like in China.
Actually, it was fairly difficult to get plastic knives in China.
Really? Too stabby?
No, they always like handed off chopsticks, and like the person that was gluten free, when they would eat, like let's say if you went to McDonald's, they couldn't have any of they would just have to have like the patty or whatever, right? And so it was one language barrier of like, no, I need the knife,
Right.
But yeah, it was mostly chopsticks, and chopsticks aren't good for cutting up meat patties. Who knew?
That's a good point.
Yeah. So
It's like trying to cut it up with a pool cue. What is that? Yeah.
yeah. Ooh, the like spike is at that time already.
Oh, we got to do the like spike, right?
All right, you guys ready? So I'm gonna count down from 3. When I get to 1,
You're gonna hit that like.
everyone hit the like button. It worked the other day. On my channel, I had 1,245 people watching at the same time. I'm pretty sure like spike broke the internet.
How many do we have watching now? Jimmy?
12. Wait for it. 432.
All right.
All right.
That seems pretty normal.
I'm gonna count it down. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. Like spike.
Like spike? Did anybody do it?
That's so funny.
I'm listening for it.
I don't even know if anybody did it.
Exactly. It's so amazing.
Did it happen?
Jimmy doesn't even have a page where we can see it. Hold on. Let's see. Oh my god, this is... We'll never know. We'll never know if it worked.
Like that now. It's great.
Oh, here we go. 1 Oh. How did you click the up button and it went down by
It went
like
down.
6?
It went down by
I watched
11.
Jimmy click a button and it went down. That's good. That's good.
dislike spike.
That was awesome.
That was pretty
click
good.
That button and watch it go down.
That's
That was
funny.
good.
That's next level. I like
Yep.
that.
It's not every day you can do that.
Quick, everybody.
Oh man.
Everybody turned it off. That's funny.
Ooh, Catfish Cave's onto something. Sourdough bread, goat cheese, French thyme, and saute. Mushrooms. Get out of here, man. I was on board.
Hey man,
till you hit
sauteed mushrooms, goat cheese. That's all
I
great.
was on board till
You
mushrooms.
got way too much stuff to make there. You gotta get you gotta get the time out.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the time out. I'm not getting the goat
nobody
cheese
got the
out.
time for that?
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, that sounds delicious. That's like something I would make, not as a snack though. That's something I would
Thank
make.
you, Andre. I now know what Portugal is known for.
It's
Portugal has the aquarium that Takashi Amano made.
the big long
That
one.
giant one. Mm-hmm. That now puts it on the radar like,
Oh, that one actually is an L shape, isn't it? I think
so,
from
yeah.
the pictures, the L shape. It's not the straight long
Didn't
one.
I read they
I
were
think the
getting rid of
straight.
it or something,
I think
though?
there's a straight long one that is in Brazil. There's like a big long one that goes straight.
Didn't
in.
I read like they were changing it or something though?
I heard that they were like rescaping it and
Yeah, I
doing
heard-
stuff, which
I don't know enough to know, but
I don't know. Seems crazy if that's the last thing he's ever gonna do.
ooh, that's a good point, Flynn. We're trying to get my business channel to 10,000, mostly because I run across articles all the time that I want to share, like photography articles or just whatever, like business kind of stuff. And I share it to Jimmy's Facebook group, the Schwishky and Co. But it's better if I could just share the video straight to there. So once I get to 10K, I can share more things like the thing Jimmy did, which was his tutorial, you know, on cameras.
Tutorials.
Tutorial.
I'm up to 12,500, which is the same where I was at before.
Yeah, I know.
But I could
You
I
were
could do the community thing before I had 10,000.
I know.
So,
You were supposed to be doing better while I was in China, because we want to get you to 3,000 subs this month.
I was doing
And by
okay.
we, I mean I want you to.
I was doing all right. I'm doing fine. I don't know.
You're
I'm not
not
worried
doing bad.
about
I
it.
was just like, oof. To get to average up to 3,000, that means we got to hit like 4,500. I got 15 days. That's gonna be rough.
I don't know.
And then I gave up.
Then
Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah,
I figured Kobe gave up, which is true.
that's what I do.
It's good.
Not deep frying candy. Nope. I'm not doing any cooking. I'm the least cooking guy there is.
Deep fried candy. I hate that.
Although I did see something on Facebook today that I am going to make.
What's that?
I shouldn't even tell people because the internet's going to troll me about
All
it.
right, then don't say it.
But it was just baked beans and
Say
hot
something
dogs.
else.
Baked beans and hot dogs. And I was like, I haven't had that in probably 30 years. I'm
What,
only
pork and
35.
beans?
Yeah. When's the last time you had it? Has it been like 30 years?
No.
Oh. Well, for me, it's been like I was like, I forgot that was even a thing.
Well, yeah, I guess.
So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that.
You're too highfalutin. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Too fancy.
Buying too high a grade of the baked beans out of the can.
Too fancy.
Yeah, I can't even imagine living with you because I just thought about you would legit make your own baked beans probably like, oh, I'm gonna need all the brown sugar, gonna have to do all this stuff, and like I'm a can only man.
That's just heating up stuff. You're not cooking.
You're right, but to
Right.
me that's highfalutin cooking.
I guess.
So of course Flynn would love baked beans from a can and hot dogs. He lives off ravioli by Chef Boyardee. No joke.
This word of the day is
Said
impossible.
he'd never had a root beer float.
I don't doubt it. Flynn's also never had biscuits and gravy until about 2 months ago. He had never had fried chicken. He had
What?
a life-altering experience going to KFC.
Who's never had fried chicken?
Flynn of Flynn's Fish Forum.
Oh, Flynn? Yeah.
But then I troll Flynn. I talk to him all the time. The Canadian school system is crazy healthy compared to America. I can see why I'm like, oh, I can see why I haven't tried a lot of this stuff. He'd never had a corn dog before. I'm trying to think of all the things he'd never had. It was a long list. They don't allow any sodas or anything like that have calories in them. They have to be like 0 calorie or whatever. And there was other weird stuff. I can't remember all the stuff, but it was definitely a day of like, whoa, that's weird. So, let's see. Brian's recommending Dan His Shoes channel. Definitely go there. He puts out like 20 videos a day. That dude has got a lot of videos. I want to say it's like over 3,000.
Well,
a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he's on Patreon too. I think I'm a subscriber of his.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, check him out. If you're into consuming lots of content, he's putting it out there. So yeah, word of the day time.
Oh, this one's impossible.
Gosh, that's the longest word I've seen yet. I can only see how long it is.
All right, this one's an adjective.
I already know.
This one is not. No one is going to get this. This is not going to happen.
I read it and I'm not even sure it's a word. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
I don't even think this is a word. But it says it's an adjective.
Yeah, okay.
And here is the definition. The definition is having or showing a disinclination for social activity, i.e., unsociable.
Let me see that word. Because I saw it, but I was like, this is going to be the worst word ever.
It's an adjective.
I'll be impressed if someone gets it. Especially if you don't Google it. I mean, I'm not even sure Google's going to get that.
I'm not even sure Google, if you Google this, it
I
would
think
even
Google's
get it.
going to come back with no word known.
So it's an adjective, and here's the definition. Having or showing a disinclination for social activity, i.e., unsociable.
Curmudgeon-y. I like that word. Agoraphobic.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Do.
I would almost wager that...
YouTuber. There you go.
Yeah. that was... Joel wins. That was good. I would almost wager... I could think this is a word that the entire chat has maybe never read before.
I would imagine.
I feel like if you saw this word, you would judge them and be like, look at this person. They're so dumb. That's not a word. Like
yeah.
they made that up.
This looks and feels.
We'll
like
let it go for a little more because maybe
a made up word.
You know,
maybe somebody will come up with it.
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
What's an adjective?
I was gonna say it isn't. I was like, oh, I'm getting trolled. Never mind.
It's Gillett. Don't
Yeah.
trust him.
You can't.
Don't trust his words.
Can't trust him. I think we can tell people because I don't think anyone's gonna get it.
I don't think anybody's gonna get this one.
Use it in a sentence, maybe. Okay.
Well, if I use it in a sentence, I will be saying the word.
Oh,
So
true.
it's a.
We'd
It's
have to
a.
do it the other way.
It's a
We'd have
pretty
to be like-
smooth troll. I like it
Yeah.
because that's from Dean. Look, use it in a sentence.
Ah, Dean, you're too smart. Dang it. I would have done that, and I would have been like,
I'm like, oh.
tricked by Dean again.
You could say Jessica said her brother was normally in blank sort, so weren't surprised when he didn't show up at the party.
No one's close, even really. You just want to lay it on him?
I'm gonna lay it on you because most people that are getting close are saying unsociable, which is kind of. I mean, you're sort of makes sense, but the word is unclubbable. All right, and I think we're at another impasse here, sort of like the. Oh man, I can't remember what it was. The first one that we did, it was like
It was like the alternate saying of something, right?
It was for giants, but it was a word for those giants that were from a specific book. Like if you hadn't read the book,
Brodignian?
Brodignian. Yeah, that's what it was.
This thing's actually teaching me stuff.
Yeah, well, there you go. You've learned a
I
lot.
just pulled Brodignian
Yeah,
from the
Brodignian.
Wayback Machine.
Unclubbable.
It always makes me think of Borgnino, by the way.
The word unclubbable dates back to the 1770s, so it's pretty
Real recent.
It's pretty
Hip.
timely. You know, we're definitely up with the times here. A time when lexicographer Samuel Johnson was still riding a wave of fame in the wake of the publication of his 1755 A Dictionary of the English Language. Yeah, that's right. Samuel Johnson riding the wave of fame for having published a dictionary of the English language. Johnson himself likely coined unclubbable. So this was made up by one guy, Johnson. Earliest evidence of the word in use is from a 1778 entry in author
In his
Fanny
own- in
Burney's
his own
diary,
Yeah, it's
Yep.
like he's making up words.
in which she quotes Johnson as using the word to describe a friend. Burney herself may have coined the unflattering descriptors antonym in a 1781 diary entry. She describes Johnson himself as clubbable, an adjective that has stuck to him
he's
ever
so
since.
clubbable.
He's so clubbable. Lovely. I can't even read the rest of this. It's nonsense. So they basically just made up a word in 1750, and no one ever uses it because it's made up jargon nonsense.
I'm gonna say who made this? Page
here.
a day.
No, I know who it is. Page a Day Calendar by pageaday.com from Workman Publishing.
So Workman Publishing, if you're listening, there was at least 400 people in the chat. Not a single person has ever heard of this word ever.
Right.
Pretty sure there's more words in the English language that might have been better to learn.
Could be.
I mean, to be fair, maybe it could become like a new hipster term.
Brodignian?
where I could troll people with it, I guess.
Brodignian?
Maybe that's got to be our new hashtag.
Brodignian?
Hashtag unclubbable.
Hashtag unclubbable.
We're like the anti-club. Unclubbable.
Yeah, so as
We need to
Bracken
get that shirt
Bracken
made.
says,
We need to
wow,
get
it
that shirt
barely
made.
qualifies as a word. Yeah, it barely,
We need to get
barely,
that shirt made.
barely.
Hashtag unclubbable.
Yeah, I mean there's a standard issue now with the English language of like how like Webster's dictionary, like how they do it. You know, they have to find X amount of uses and the context that it's
Oh,
in.
I
Like
didn't
when
know
new
that.
words come in, they add new words every year. So there are contextual words like OMG. Like
Yeah,
OMG
yeah,
is
yeah.
actually a word in the dictionary now.
Does that
So
make
you-
it count for Scrabble?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't care about Scrabble. But I'm sorry. I just interjected like Scrabble, whatever. I've been in so many fights over Scrabble before, you know what I mean? But I will admit, we used to play gangster Scrabble, which is you just make up your own words.
Okay.
Yeah. You could like put faux cheesy in there. It was inspired by Snoop Dogg, you know, because he's always just making up words. You know, he's like faux cheesy. You're like, is that a word? I don't know. I've heard Snoop Dogg
as long
say
as
it.
it phonetically spelled out correctly,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, man. That's a word.
Did
Duh.
you? Is it like when someone super chats us without a thing? Did you have to make up the definition? Like, what's that mean? 'Cause
Yeah,
that
pretty
makes
much.
that game fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Like if you can't tell the story of what it means, right? Then you're like, no, that ain't a word, and then you got to pick it back up. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to play that a lot. But what was I talking about? Oh, they actually add words. Is that what I was talking about?
Yeah. To Webster Dictionary.
Yeah, they actually add words every year, which are pretty funny. Some of them are like, whoa, really? But they have to but they have to find them in context, find them in use, get a real definition of them, all that kind of stuff. So there's a bunch of quantifying that goes on. But apparently in 1775, somebody writes something down in their diary, and apparently that's good enough to make unclubbable into a word. I don't know. It doesn't seem right to me.
I feel like I would have gotten in trouble in English class or something.
That would have gotten in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like
That
you
would have
took a
gotten you
word-
out of the English class club, and then you would have been unclubbable.
That's like just adding like I'm gonna add the prefix and I'm gonna be like, yeah, unpotato.
Yeah, unpotato. I got words, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That word is unwoke.
Yeah, exactly.
That's legit. IFG says D's is a word. It's in the dictionary. I like that.
I believe it.
Deezy, buddy.
Gabe,
Take it deezy.
Gabe says it does pop up on Google, so someone out there's.
Yes, I understand that there's a context for it. There's a full explanation on the back. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
It's
Never heard
Groucho
of it.
Marx, man.
Never heard of it.
Who wouldn't want to be in a club that would have him as a member?
Hashtag unclubbables.
Unclubbables.
Yep. Oh, I'm so hungry.
Are you hungry?
I'm real hungry.
You want sandwiches?
No.
Oh, you gonna eat food?
I am going to eat food.
What are you thinking about?
I don't know.
I don't know. I was asking you about sandwiches because you were talking about sandwich bowls and
I don't know.
chaos.
We
Only
go
a
out
cold
to eat or
menu.
something.
Only a cold menu.
Trust me.
Your restaurant's the worst.
That's
Does
gonna
this have the
save-
AC on all the time in the
It's
winter?
gonna save so much
You,
money.
like go in there, it's all hecka cold. Like
It's gonna save so much money. You don't even know. You can whip it up on a food truck. It's good to go,
Kobe
man.
be all, imagine the savings.
Yes. Yep. Good times.
Skyrockets in flight. Culinary delight.
So I think this week we're gonna try to get that sump. Try to put
Oh, the
sump
likes
on
went
800.
back down. The like spike didn't work, by the way. Same people are watching.
Oh. Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to get the 800 gallon up and running with the sump this week. If you have time, I want to film the rest of that. We film the beginning, how he made it, but I can't put the video out till it's like, look, it's running, because the internet will just be like, no, that doesn't work. You know?
I think you put that out.
Well, we put the video out of us like the behind the scenes of like what we're doing.
Oh,
today,
right,
but
right,
not
right.
like this is all the things on
Right,
how
right,
to
right.
do it, how to
Yeah.
cut it, how to do all those things. And yeah, I really just want to play with the spun or the under gravel filter. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, we need to put in another baffle in there
Why?
to make the under gravel filter work.
No, I'm just gonna lower I'm lowering the under gravel filter's not gonna be that high. I'm gonna lower the water. I'm just gonna lower it down to wherever it is. But after
Yeah, but all your gravel's going to go back that way, so we need another baffle in there. Right there.
yeah, we could do it.
I know that we could.
Might.
I'm saying that we should.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But after seeing everyone using a sump in China pretty much, I was like, man, I want to get my sump up and going. And I want my sump to look like theirs, where it was just like stacks on stacks on
Is
stacks.
my mic
of
way
bio.
too loud? Somebody says my mic is way too loud 2 hours in. Is that the case?
Same level.
Is it?
He's on it.
Is it? Am I super loud?
Maybe it's like the long control where
I'm
it's like,
unclubbable.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe they're trying to like insinuate like if it's on, it's too loud.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Like, tell Joel to shut up. Like, okay.
Oh man. Yeah, but 800 gallon.
There has been a lot of people that have been like, "Who is this Joel guy? He sucks."
Yeah. He's unclubbable.
I
for sure.
like it. Yeah, I think
Unclubbable.
it's funny.
Yeah. What else am I gonna do? I got an unboxing I gotta film on Thursday. All I know is I gotta make a bunch of videos somehow. I gotta think of stuff to make because we're gonna be gone in Germany again, and I got like almost no backlog.
Because you were in China.
I mean, I've got like 1,000 China videos, but people might be like, "I get it. You went to China. This is video number 6. I got it."
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, so I gotta drip feed those out over some time, you know. So, yeah. Joel is louder than Corey. It's probably because I don't talk very loud. We always do the mic check, and I talk at a certain loudness, and then I talk at a different level during the show.
Yeah,
Jimmy can't stand listening to me.
I'm pretty loud, so
You
who
get
knows?
louder during the show.
Well, I get animated. Sometimes people show up in the chat, and
Well,
I
you
get animated
yeah.
and start waving my hands around.
During the mic check, whoa. Come on, man. You know I had to carry that back from China? Come on. There's a reason it was on the shelf out of
I was
harm's
waving my
way.
hands around.
Wow.
Jimmy told me to get it down here.
Wow. Okay.
All right, I'm
Gotta
gonna
go
put that
back on the shelf. Wow. I don't even know what we were ranting about a second ago, but oh man. Oh, the mic check, because Joel always says like, mic check, 1, 2, mic check. But then he tells a story and gets louder, so
Yeah, I get louder. I'm over here being loud.
yeah. There are more China videos to come out, by the way. I just wanted to get one out
China.
soon because they were people are interested in it. In that live stream, which I'm gonna try and do more live streams on my channel every Sunday until they go down again. Like that one had over 1,200 people. If the next one has like 12 people, then I'll stop doing it. But as long as it's on a roll,
Right.
I think that's what happens. I think they're like, oh yeah, he's done live streams for like 3 months in a row. Yeah, maybe I don't show up to this one, and then it's like, oh well, I should just take a break because it is.
I
a
get
lot
that
of
a
work.
lot. I get that a lot from people. They're like, dude, you do so many shows, I can't keep up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do at this point because I'm trying to
Break it
show
down.
up. I'm
Break
trying
it
to show
down.
up, you know?
Yeah, I take a break and because it's almost like the only way I think about it. It's like, let's say I go to work and they pay me $100, and then 3 months down the road I go to work and I do the exact same thing, and they're like, yeah, you get $60. We're kind of just tired of what you're doing, and it's like, oh, all right, well, maybe I'll take some vacation. So wait, if I take a break, then you'll pay me $100 again? Well, let's take a break then.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I think about it, because it's, that is my work, is making videos and doing this kind of stuff. So if I get less return, quote unquote, and my return is how many people am I reaching? Because that's the goal: reach a bunch of people, help a bunch of people, do that type of thing.
Yeah.
And but now I was kind of jonesing for it.
I saw some hilarity on Facebook the other day.
Yeah.
People that were like super mad about whatever channels they watch or whatever.
All right.
And like Patreon and all that. And it was kind of funny because I was like reading it, and I realized that like I was one of the people that they were talking about, because I was mentioned in there, and I was like, they're like, yeah, I didn't feel like I wanted to listen to that guy anymore, or give that guy $4 a month, because I just decided to donate it to the Nature Conservancy instead. And I was like, well, that seems like a good thing to do too. So cool. I don't know. It's not like you purchased Ebola and like released it on the populace or something.
Well, by funding you, that might happen. That's what they were afraid of.
Right. But I was reading about that the other day, and I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. From people that like constantly post on Facebook, like a Facebook group that's just like constantly rambling along. They were like, I don't have time for this nonsense. I was like, oh.
I legit pretty much don't have time for very much Facebook, so I miss a lot. I
don't have time for Facebook
People
that much.
fill me in like, do you see this? I'm like, no. But half the time, people are like, hey, do you know that went on? Like, I'll know that, I can't even remember.
Oh, but my whole reason for bringing that up was to be like, yeah, part of what you and I are doing is trying to be able to like reach people, help people, spread information, and long term be able to actually physically go help people and stuff. Like that's my long term plan, is be able to like fly out and help people build stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not agreeing to that yet. I'm not saying I won't do it.
I know that you're not agreeing to that.
Yeah.
Specifically, I'm just saying like that's part of our, well, like going to Germany. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I just don't want, because every time we say something
like
no,
we want to show up to more conventions at the very least.
Yeah.
Right. And just be able to like actually meet people. And
for now, I just want to travel the world and be like,
PowerPoint.
Look what India's doing with
PowerPoint
fish.
Conversation.
Yeah. I do that. Yeah.
Red lasers. Yeah.
Ooh, I should get a green laser. Be cooler. Green laser.
Green laser. Blue.
Do they do that? I like the
Yeah.
red ones. Probably get someone complaining, I'm colorblind. You have to use a red one, please. There's probably a reason why red's the color, I bet.
Now I'm sad.
There's got to be a reason. Why would you, maybe it's, well, blue LEDs are more expensive to manufacture. So maybe that's it.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
That's what it is.
So. All right. Well, we've been demonetized because this homeboy said Ebola. So that's not good.
Oh, is that the problem?
I don't know.
Ebola's bad?
He said this dude said Ebola. So I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we might be demonetized.
Yeah, who knows at this point. Yeah, we're calling it a day. I'm going to find some food. We're going to make some plans. That's what I want to do. I got a piece of paper. You can see here I've been taking diligent notes the entire episode.
My notes are pretty good here. I'm not going to read them out loud.
Yeah. But we're going to plan what we're going to do now that I'm back in the country and get a schedule going. We've got about 2 weeks before we're back out of town again. So we got to cram a lot in if we want to finish
Michigan.
up Sump video and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, well, thanks for showing up. Thanks for the support. As always, you can buy my crap. You can support him through Patreon or me through Patreon or any of those other ways. Leave a comment, like Spike, and tell your grandma.
Like Spike?
Yep.
We get demonetized when you say like Spike.
That'd be hilarious. You're like, I don't understand the trend. Oh, dang it. Bye-bye.
Oh,